I'm on the way and we ain't got no time to waste. Hey, love that you've joined us for this episode of Lancer Central, the February edition. This episode we have a preview of the baseball and softball teams with baseball head coach Ryan Mao and softball head coach Cathy Riley joining us in studio. We also have a winning weekend from women's lacrosse that opened their season at home and a big time display by a couple of Lancer seniors to talk about for women's basketball. So let's get right to it. Now I know all of the fans of professional baseball are excited as Truck Day has passed. Pitchers and catchers have reported and spring training is right around the corner. But for college baseball, the wait is over. Longwood Baseball opens up its season Friday, February 16th with a weekend series at Auburn. Baseball returns 22 of its 35 players. Yes, that leaves for a lucky 13 newcomers. To give an outlook of the 2018 baseball team is fourth-year head coach Ryan Mao, who joined us in studio. You guys had big-time success in 2016, making it to the semifinal of the Big South Tournament. Lost to Coastal Carolina. They went on to win the College World Series. So how do you guys get back to that level of success in 2018?
Yeah, I mean, every year is a new year. It's a new team. You can't compare and contrast to the teams of the past. Even when you don't lose a lot, you know, from one year to the next, adding 3, adding 5, adding 7 players completely changes the dynamic of what that team is and the makeup of it and the chemistry of it and how they play together. So, you know, that year obviously was a great year for us. Last year was a little bit of a down year for us, but again, brand new team with a bunch of additions. Some young guys that got a lot of experience last year are back, and some new additions as well to the lineup. So really excited about the upcoming season.
Well, you mentioned the new additions, 13 new players on the roster, 35. It's a deep team. So having this deep a team, how does that affect things for you guys? How does that help?
Yeah, you know what, it helps a lot with driving those guys at practice and the competition on the field. It's a healthy competition is how we describe it. Those guys compete against each other, they push each other, they make each other better. When we have enough depth on the field to do that, practices are competitive and playing time is a strong push for it. And you can't take your foot off the gas. There's always a guy right behind you ready to step up if the opportunity presents itself.
Well, coming back from the starting rotation last year, you had Stephen Farkas returning. Zach Podajecki was in the top 5 in strikeouts in the conference last year. What is the starting rotation going to look like for this opening weekend at Auburn?
Yeah, out of the gate, Stephen Farkas opened up on Friday night. You know, he's got some of the best stuff, I think, in the league. One of the top left-handers for sure. He's a 4-pitch mix guy, strike thrower, and really competes for us. Love the message he sends to our team to lead us out on Friday nights. So I'm excited to have him go for us opening day. And then following that, we'll go with Cody Boydston, who's made a great transition from a short bullpen reliever to a weekend starter. So really excited about his progress, what he's shown, and I think he's going to give us a really good chance on Saturdays. Right now, Sunday, we're going TBA for opening weekend at least. Names in consideration, Michael Catlin, the senior who also is transitioning from reliever to starter, has also done an outstanding job in that transition. And then you got, as you mentioned, Zach Podajecki, another senior who has strikeout stuff. So
offensively, you return guys like Antoine Tucker, Ryan Scholl, Justin Mitchell, Sammy Miller. Looking at the offense, who are you expecting to be your cornerstone guys in the offense this year? Yeah,
really excited about the top of our lineup. There's a lot of experience, starting off with our captain, who should hit in the leadoff spot, and to me is one of the best on-base guys in the league and one of the best defenders out patrolling in center field. So excited to have Sammy at the top of our order. He's our spark plug. He's our leader. He's our captain. He's what makes us go. So he sets the tone for us, which is a great way to start. And then you got Antoine Tucker, who you mentioned, just an unbelievable talent, tons of athleticism, and to play over 50 games last year as a freshman, I think he was top 10 in the country in triples. And the guy has got game-changing speed. He'll be in our 2-hole, and he's making the move to shortstop to replace draft pick Mike Osinski. After that, we'll go with probably Justin Mitchell, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, who's also put a lot of work into the weight room and is starting to drive the ball out of the park, which is nice to see. So,
last thing for you, Coach. What is the expectation for the team this year? What's the team goal?
Yeah, you know what? We don't talk a lot about winning. We talk about the process, and you know that's something our guys buy into. That's what we firmly believe. When we approach every single day with the right mindset. The process is what it's all about, and the results will take care of themselves. So really excited to get after things here in the next couple days. It'll be here before we know it. We'll be down in some warmer weather, and we'll be going against a really talented team in Auburn in an unbelievable environment, beautiful stadium to open up in.
Coach, appreciate your time and best of luck at Auburn.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Baseball begins with a 3-game weekend series at Auburn on Friday, February 16th at 6 p.m. with day games at 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, both of which will be on the SEC Network Plus. The home schedule opens with a 3-game set against Niagara on February the 23rd. All they do is win, win, win no matter what. Longwood Softball is the 3-time defending champion in the Big South and won 4 titles in its first 5 seasons in the conference. In the Division I era, Longwood Softball has only known one head coach, Cathy Riley, who is set to embark upon her 21st season at the helm. She has a team that returned 7 players that started the majority of the games in the field last year. Coach Riley sat down to talk about her 2018 team with us earlier. You guys have won 3 straight championships, 4 out of the last 5, picked by the conference to win a 4th in a row, getting a lot of respect. So you guys have had a lot of success. What's been the key to it?
Hard work. We really want to set the tone from a mental standpoint and how we approach things, and that's really carried us. And even though we didn't play as well early last year, there was something about what we put in our time and energy into the practices and the preparation really made a difference as we got into the last third of the season.
Well, one big player that you lost, starting pitcher Elizabeth McCarthy, who graduates as the strikeout queen, but you returned the battery of Sydney Gay and, of course, with Kaylin Batten behind the plate. How big are those two for your success?
Very big. I mean, we really lean on them. I mean, you have to have talent when you're playing, and those two are very, very talented. And I think some of the, Sydney definitely is one of the best 3 pitchers in the conference, and then Bug can be right there with any of the catchers as well. And she does a lot of things for us. She runs a base as well. She hits for an average. She drives runs in. So we look for both of those 2 players to really carry our team this year.
Among your returners and 5 freshmen, you have a number of talented players who are going to be some of the cornerstone players. You already mentioned the battery, starting pitcher Sydney Gay and Kaylin Batten. Who are going to be some of the other players for fans to watch out for this year?
Well, you really have to go to the seniors, number 1, and Krista Kelly, Glenn Walters are 2 of the people that you really have to think about, and Kelsey when she gets back. We're also going to rely on Tex to do her job on the mound as well, so we can have some variety. Other than that, I think you can look for Leah Powell, a freshman, is playing shortstop for us right now, to really come in and do a good job. And we've hit her second in the lineup a lot of our scrimmages, and doing a very, very nice job at shortstop.
All right, well, last thing for you, Coach, what are your expectations for this team this year?
Just to put ourselves in a position that we can win, use our knowledge that we've gained in the last 3 years, and we do have 5 seniors on the team, and we have some juniors as well. And I just want them to use their experiences to benefit themselves, and if we do that, then I think we'll be able to make a run at the end of the year, which is what we're shooting for.
All right, season opens up on Friday. Best of luck to you, Coach. Thanks for joining us here on Lancer Central today.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Darius.
Right. Longwood Softball opens the season with a full month of road games, first coming to Farmville for the start of conference play in mid-March. The opening weekend of games are in Charleston, South Carolina for the Cougar Classic hosted by College of Charleston. Women's lacrosse got off to a hot start in the season opening win at home against Lafayette. The same squad that blew out Longwood last season, the Lancers topped the Leopards 13-12. Longwood led 7-1 in the first half, powered by 4 goals from senior Madison Stair, who played only 2 games in 2017 and only managed 2 goals during her injury-shortened season. She's one of the top returners for a Longwood attack that boasts all-conference preseason selection Molly Barkman, and also returns more than 60% of its offense, which, of course, is loving the return of Stair. The defense for Longwood lacrosse is anchored by senior keeper Imani West, who was an All-Big South honorable mention as a junior. Lacrosse is back in action at George Washington Saturday, February 17th. Lacrosse is next at home Wednesday, February 28th, to face VCU. Longwood women's basketball has been led by 2 of its seniors all season long, and the start of February has been much of the same. At Presbyterian, Longwood shot a Division I program record 58% for the game and topped the Blue Hose 75-60. Leading the charge was senior Autumn Childress, who did her thing again with her conference-leading 9th double-double of the season with 13 points and 15 rebounds. She's led the conference in double-doubles despite missing 7 games due to injury this year. For more on her journey, fighting injuries on her way to college success. You can read Todd Lindemuth's feature on Childress titled Overcoming Adversity on longwoodlancers.com. The Lancers then got quite the performance from Micaela Ellis at Gardner-Webb as she nailed her first 5 threes in a row and put up a career-high 17 points, but Gardner-Webb staved off the Lancers 52-41. Longwood is at home to face Campbell on Saturday, February 17th. Before we wrap up, shout out to all the Longwood student athletes who put in that hard work in the classroom during the fall semester. After the combined GPA for the 2016-2017 year was the highest in nearly a decade, the more than 200 student athletes combined for a fall GPA of 3.05. 14 Lancers made the president's list with a flawless 4.0 GPA. That'll do for this episode of Lancer Central. To stay up to date, keep it locked to longwoodlancers.com. Watch for Longwood Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and listen to our Minute Update, the Longwood Athletics Sports Flash weekdays at 5:20 on WVHL Farmville, 92.9 Kickin' Country. Well, that's our show. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Lancer Central. For Autumn, Christian, Justin, our entire Lancer Central crew, I'm Darius Thigpen. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.